There's not a lot of future with Joey Bosa. West Coast Bosa. Do you want to do it? Do you want to really do it? Well, then if he does, it is not up to the 49ers to give him the deal he seeks. It is up to him. It's been so long since he's been so good. We kind of have forgotten how good he was there for a minute, right?
Right.
Five-time Pro Bowler who started his career with 19 sacks in his first 20 games. That is an NFL record that has still not been touched. He wore the crown of highest paid non-quarterback for quite a while until his brother, I think, took it from him, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, yes.
And this is a guy that, when healthy and available, was an absolute destructive force. He never was able, though, to be part of the reason why the Chargers changed their fortunes around. And I think we always kind of scored that against him. And then, like all players, your best ability is availability. When availability is taken away from you, it's been rough for Bosa. Only 28 games over his last 3 seasons. So Joey Bosa out on these NFL streets, everybody starts linking him directly with his brother, and we will do that. But before we even get into how he would fit with the Niners, around the Niners, and how that could even possibly happen, what number do you think Bosa is going to be looking for coming off a $25 million salary? Like, he's not going to drop down to 5 to just come play with his kid brother.
Well, is there though a discount for that idea? Now, I understand you only have so many years that you are going to play at an elite level in this league, of course, and he knows, and he's feeling right now as if maybe those skills are not quite what they were, because I'm sure when he signed and got drafted by the Chargers, considering the type of player that he has been throughout his life, he's thinking, this will be my career. I'm going to set records here. San Diego, LA, this is where I live. This is where I exist. And yet now, to be told goodbye, that changes things considerably. This is different. I mean, being a free agent in the way that we all know, this is the sweepstakes for Joey Bosa, that's one thing. To be released, they said goodbye, that changes things. And now, yes, he truly does have his pick of the litter because he's no longer tied to the Chargers, but this is much different. He's not feeling at the top of his game. He can't. So I think there is a discount for Bosa right now. It is possible to make this happen, and you can't tell me that the idea that he would play with his brother isn't tantalizing, not just for the fact that it's his brother. His brother is a game wrecker. I mean, this is not right. It's not like, oh, yeah, I'll go hang out with my brother happens to be on the 49ers. No. My brother is the face of the 49ers defense.
Right. And this isn't like, I want to go play with my brother and, oh, by the way, he's a Carolina Panther. So now I'm taking a step back in terms of ever competing for a playoff position ever again. This is a team that fancies itself a contender going into next year, that has an awful lot of things going for it going into next year, even with all the problems that have been very well documented. So there is reason that he would want to come to the 49ers had his brother not even been on the team, right?
Who wouldn't want to be a part of it? I mean, look, you're watching this team in the Super Bowl twice over the last 4 seasons, and you're saying to yourself, all right, they're that close. Could I be that piece, that difference? And something I know you're quite aware of, the Hargrave thing did not exactly work out the way that it was supposed to. And trust me, look, as an Eagles fan, after the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, I didn't want to see Hargrave. I didn't want to see him leave. I thought that was going to be a great move. The other name I want to throw at you, Damon, Chase Young, which I thought was going to change this league forever. I thought that when that happened at the trade deadline 2 seasons ago, I said, forget it. There it is.
So excited about, and then Chase Young shows up, and you understand immediately why Washington traded him. He went off script. He did not play hard. This is a guy who got caught jogging in the NFC title game, and that was the moment where I think all trust was broken with Chase Young. He literally has the worst rep you will ever see on film in an NFC championship game. So that right there was a moment for Chase Young. And obviously, what did he catch on with New Orleans? Hardly even heard from him this year.
Exactly. So when the Saints were 2-0 for a moment, I thought, okay, great. And then months ago, when you and me and Siciliano were on, we spoke about, hey, what are some great trades that could happen? And I thought at that time, wow, Detroit losing Hutchinson, maybe they get Chase Young. But I'm sure Detroit took a look as well and said, and in fact, they did. They ended up with Zary Smith instead. So Chase Young essentially has evaporated since that trade.
Here's how Nick Bosa becomes a San Francisco 49er.
I want you to set this up. Give me the menu.
this is the only way Nick Bosa becomes a San Francisco 49er, because let's talk about what he's not. He's not young. He's not spry. He is not someone who's got a long future in front of him. The Niners have already said they need to be a lot more financially responsible, and they want to get younger. So he does not check a lot of the boxes that they're looking for. Do they need an edge rusher? They sure do. Would they like that guy to be as good as Joey Bosa when Joey Bosa is actually healthy enough to be out there doing that? They sure would. Does Joey Bosa really want to come and play with his brother? Like, this isn't just like a fairy tale Nickelodeon special bullshit. Like, you really do. You wake up in the morning thinking, I need to spend more time with my family. Life is short. This is precious. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. My parents will come out here. They'll rent a place in fucking, Los Gatos for a minute, because we'll be able to afford that. And we're going to do this. We're going to do it. West Coast Bosas. Do you want to do it? Do you want to really do it? You really, really want to do it? Well, then if he does, it is not up to the 49ers to give him the deal he seeks. It is up to him to give the 49ers the deal they can't refuse. He needs to walk into Parag Marate's office and said, I'm ready to sign right now, 2 years, $18 million, only 8 of it guaranteed. I'm giving you a deal you cannot say no to, and a deal that, God forbid, I only am able to play 9 games next year, does not sink your franchise because you got into the damaged goods business with Joey Bosa. He has to make it so easy to sign him that they say, well, we can't not do this. It's like when my wife sees a pair of shoes that are on sale. She's like, I can't afford to not buy these.
Right. It's not about the total cost at the end. It's about what the savings actually are in the end, right? It's not about
more than the pump.
Yeah. It's not that these are $1,200 shoes. It's that they were $3,200 shoes, and now I'm getting them. That's the difference here, Damon. You've hit it on the head precisely. Look, as an Eagles fan, do I want this to happen? No, but let's take that hat off and just look at the NFC for what it is and look at what the Eagles just did to the Chiefs on that defensive line. And now guys that are going to be up for money in Milton Williams, in Josh Sweat. We know that Jalen Carter's a game wrecker for years to come in this league, what Jordan Davis did. The defensive line, every team in the league is now saying, oh, wow, that's what Howie Roseman's been obsessed with, the defensive line. The Niners are no stranger to having madmen on the defensive line. This is how you build that team through the defensive line. If you can get to the other quarterback, and who knows this better than the Niners that, by the way, had an NFC championship that they love to tell people they would have won had their quarterback not been hurt. Remember, he wasn't hurt warming up before the game. He was hurt because Hassan Reddick destroyed him off the defensive line.
Second series of the game.
Right. No. My point is defensive line wrecking a game. In other words, it wasn't as if, he didn't stumble and hurt himself. He hurt him. The defensive line is what changed the fate of that season for the 49ers on the other side. The Niners know this can be that kind of move to have Joey and Nick together. And by the way, I was looking at it last night. You want to think in your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, Ohio State, they must have had such a great run. They never played together in Ohio State either. So you have to think that these two have been plotting something like this. I mean, the idea that they would both make it to the NFL is wild enough, but the chance to play together, we didn't get to see it with the Watt brothers. I think you mentioned the McCourties, obviously, which is just incredible with what happened in New England there. I want this to happen, and I think you're right. You got to walk in and say, you know what, we're doing this. Have the meeting have Nick in the office too, and just say we're going to do it this way. And again, plenty of incentives, so it's worth it for him in the end. So there's more money to be making on this thing, but that's what this should be about.
It should literally be Nick and Bosa, Nick and Joey walking into the office at the same time, saying, "Hey, my brother's here to give you the deal of your lifetime, and I'm here to restructure. Let's get this done by lunch."
Done. We will participate.
By the way,
together.
I've already started slipping my Nick and Joey's around. Somebody's like, "You mean Joey Bosa, Damon?" Michelle Haberman's like, "Joey Bosa." This will also sign us up for a good 2 years of this bullshit.
Yes.
If they do come together, we're gonna flip our Joeys and Nicks all the fucking time. So
again, and look at the thumbnail. We will just we have a new Bash Brothers in the Bay Area if this happens, right? Well, it'll just be Bosa Bros forever. Forget it. Like we're not even deciphering between the two anymore. But and as I said, Nick already has what I thought was one of the most spectacular, maybe a top 3 play of this season on the wrong end of it. I thought Baker Mayfield escorting Nick out of bounds in that game against the Buccaneers was the most impressive thing I've seen a quarterback do in decades. But Nick is that kind of a player, and to have his brother here, I just can't imagine that the Niners would be any more excited than that. The only thing more interesting this offseason, of course, getting Saleh back, which you've been screaming about that. Yeah, I mean, you've been screaming about it before he was fired, but the day Saleh was gone with the Jets, you were on it. Hello, welcome him back. Whatever it takes, call him whatever he can be. He can be like Sam Rothstein in Casino. He can be the food and beverage manager. Bring him in here, and that's it. Give it to Saleh, and they did.
I want the same amount of blueberries in every muffin.
You know how long that's going to take? I don't care.
The
equal amount of blueberries in every muffin.
So this is what the 49ers need. Well-distributed blueberries. And it's not just all about one player. Again, Joey Bosa cannot represent a single avenue that choosing him means you can't make other choices. He's got to come in for a number that's really nice, and you're also drafting edge day 2 in this upcoming draft. There's not a lot of future with Joey Bosa. How much future you might have left even with Nick can literally be debated. Tread wears off these tires quickly in this league. But very, very interesting. Bosa's name hit the headlines last night, and every single 49er fan like, groundhog popping his head out of the hole. What just happened? What was that?
And of course, and immediately, of course, and anyone that's an Niners fan, of course, reads it at first as, wait, Nick Bosa was released? What? I mean, what? And then, okay, no, it's his brother. It's, again, you look at a window, Damon. That's the other thing, right? We talk about windows in this league, and unless you're the Chiefs or the Patriots over the last 2 decades, the window is real. It's here, and you better take advantage, and then it's gone. And we all know, and I know we're going to get to it, once the Purdy number changes, all of this math gets really difficult.
Yeah.
And you have the key there. If Joey's in there with Nick saying, we're going to get it done, I say we got to see this for one season, don't we? Goodbye, Hargrave. Hello, Bosa.
Hiroku Hitoki. I hope I got that right. I am going to Japan in a month from now.
I'm so excited for that trip for you.
My pronunciations at the very, very least.
That was great.
I'm still taking Greenlaw over Joey. Why not both? Why not both? Thanks for watching. Tune into the Damon Bruce Show live on YouTube every weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific.